All right, we're back. We're gonna let everybody know we had an episode before this. It did not. We had some snookers from the audio. My fault. We bought a cord. I'm not gonna say who we bought it from. I don't want to make any people mad out here, but we bought a cord to try to make it a little easier. Did not work. The cord did not work. Our audio was a little. It sounded like aliens were talking to each other. We can drop it if people are interested. We will drop it. It's just if you want to hear that, we got it for you. But so we are back, and as always, this is Who's Even Listening. This is episode number 4, and season 2. And as always, subscribe and like if you can on the video. We appreciate that. Like and subscribe as much as you can. Appreciate that. And as always, just send a text link if you're listening through audio. And social media is at Andrew Doofendock and at Who's Out There Besides Us. You know, we love our alien vibes. So that's also our other tag if you'd like to follow us on there as well. And as always, we're dropping every Wednesday now. I know the first season was every 2 weeks. It was every 2 Wednesdays. Now we're dropping every week, every Wednesday. So we'll have four episodes every month, basically, but a little more than that if you add up the weeks of the year. So give or take. But every Wednesday, we're coming out with a brand new one. And this is episode number 4, and we have a very special guest here. As always, like I said, he should have been on here a little earlier than that. One of my best friends coming out from Vegas. He was here for a wedding, but he's here to make some time out of his day to come on here, and we appreciate you taking the time, brother. Yeah. Thank you, Leslie Kennedy, L13, my man.
Nah, I appreciate you.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you. And I want to, obviously, you've done a lot in your life, but obviously we talk about your little transition you've had from, mainly, I know kind of music made you go out there, but if you want to talk about maybe, not even just from a music aspect, we can bring that into it too, but as in, what really made you make that decision to want to go out there long term?
Yeah. So I went out there for vacation for about a week with my sister. I didn't really want to go, but made the decision to go out there, and I'm so glad I did. About 3 days into the trip, I fell in love with it. Like,
facts.
I loved everything about Vegas. There was just so much room for opportunity. I saw there was like an arts district, so a space for creatives, not just musicians, but poets, artists, photographers, videographers, a bunch of different people in different aspects. So I met up with my boy Brandon, who I went to high school with, who was a director for a company out there at the time. And it was my last day of vacation. I said, bro, I love this place. Like, I'm really thinking about moving out here. And he was like, do it. Like, I can't guarantee you anything musically, but I can at least get your foot in the door in the cannabis industry, bud tender, some inventory, whatever. But, you make your connections from there, and you do you, and I think you'll be fine, bro. Just get out here.
Yeah.
And from that moment, I was like, I'm going to do it. So a year later, literally like 51 weeks later, I moved out there. Almost exactly a year to the date that I went to vacation. And I saw the opportunity and just been taking advantage ever since. When I got out there, my boy helped me out. Got me with Lil Wayne's weed, Jakua, as a brand ambassador. And since then, I've kind of developed and moved on to a different company called Brand House Nevada. And I sell Keef Cola, Karma, The Clear, and Torch. So it's been a fun experience. I'm a sales rep, so I do wholesale straight to dispensaries. So like a lot of places or people are familiar with like liquor sales, and they go into a store or a bar and they sell those wholesale. I do the same thing with cannabis, straight to dispensaries, and I've been able to bring in this music stuff as well, and tie them all together. So it's been a fun journey. Been able to grow a lot since I've gotten out there the past 3 years.
No, dang right, man. No, like I said, I respect your journey and your ability to adapt out there too. Like you've definitely. I remember talking to you the first times you were out there too. I know it took you a while to kind of get your feet wet. Just like it would for anybody. Moving to a new place where you don't have I know you knew Branded and stuff like that, but regardless, it's hard to get your foundation set, like building a house. It's hard to get that foundation built, initially. And I think you've done a very good job about, finding that foundation and, finding a good spot for you where you're at now from where you were when you first got there, for 100%. Sure. So no, I respect you for getting to the point you're at now, man. You've done a hell of a job, man.
Thank you.
And obviously talking about the industry, music wise, or even just any aspect, even weed industry as well. Talking about obviously the opportunities here versus there for what you think. I guess I'll try to word it like this. I know we had to talk about this in the other one, but talking about how would you say we could go about it here in Delaware, trying to make that more opportunistic here as much as it is there, if that makes sense? Or do you think it's just population based that makes it that way?
Honestly, I don't think it has to do with population. I think it's more of the open mindedness. We talked about before. Yeah. Like I make hip hop, more melodic pop kind of sounds. I can't really do that here in Delaware. Yeah. There wasn't really that opportunity. There's plenty of opportunity for country artists, folk, indie, those type of musicians and creatives. They can succeed and have consistently.
Correct.
Yeah,
I agree.
And perform at a lot of these different venues here. For hip hop, it's not really
as accepted.
Yeah. Over there, it's everything. Yeah. I mean, there's indie, folk, poets, hip hop, rap, trap, whatever you can think of, it's there, and there's an opportunity for it. Yeah, sometimes those shows are combined. That's how accepted being a creative is there. You can work a normal 9-to-5 job and tell someone, "Oh, I make music," and they're like, "Oh, what's your Instagram?"
Yeah.
You say that here, working at a gas station or just a normal 9-to-5 spot, they're gonna just okay, whatever, and keep moving and think you're crazy probably, but. Over there, there's just opportunity. Last year, I did over 20 shows in 1 year. Like, I could never do that over here, unfortunately. But
no, absolutely, completely.
There's not as many venues, and people aren't as accepting to hip hop and that type of scene.
It
is over there.
Yeah, no. Obviously, I completely relate to that. Like I said, I have done very few shows, and it's because of that. Like I said, I've been pretty stuck here in most of my time, and not saying I'm stuck. My family's gonna think I'm being a jerk when I say that. I don't mean it like that, but I've been pretty. This has been my stomping ground. So I haven't really done much else other than that. I told you, like, obviously people know I've moved for a year in LA. I had a great time out there, but it gave me a whole different perspective. But other than that, I've been pretty helmed here, and so I haven't really got into much of that aspect of it. It's sad, like I said, that's always in me. You know me as a person, like I think that's one of my strong suits, but I don't get to showcase that really because like you said, the opportunity just really doesn't present itself that much around here, and if it does, like I said, with my schedule, it just half the time it just never works. So I just, even opportunities I have had, the limited ones I have had, usually just haven't scheduled out. So it just for me has been pretty hit or miss. But I did want to ask you about that because I know you're a person that, like I said, you kind of dealt with the both sides of the coin on that in a sense, So, but like you said, I think it's just like you said, it goes back to the mindset. I think it goes back to the perspective of people willing to hear something new. Yeah. And be okay with that. Yeah. And that's hard to find. That's hard to find.
100%. Yeah. I mean, and like you said, with the opportunity, like there's an open mic or some type of show almost every night of the week. Yeah. Literally Sunday through Saturday. Yeah. Doesn't matter. You can. Yeah. Now you might have to drive 15, 20, 30 minutes. Correct. But I mean, that's here. The outlets are an hour and a half, 2-3 hours away that you have to do that. And again, that's tough to take off every weekend to be able to do that. Now
Absolutely.
Now you've got to take your family with you, and you've got to rent a hotel. Correct. You can't just be taking Zen.
It's not as simple as it's not as simple as people may think it is. Yeah, exactly.
That's tough.
And
even without that, that's tough.
Correct. And then it becomes the cost reward start.
You got to make that time. Take off.
Exactly.
You're losing money if you've got a 9-to-5 job, or you got to take off extra hours. Like that's tough to do.
It is.
I can drive 20 minutes on a Tuesday night and go perform and go back home.
And that's what's made me so upset. Like as we've made it so, I bring this argument up all the time, but we've made it so hard for someone. And the same thing, you could bring this to anything, like even politics, even sports, music. If you don't have the money, you're already at a climb and an uphill battle the entire time. Everything's marketing based. Everything's, even like I said, even sports or politicians. If you don't have enough money to fund what you want to do, you're probably not going to be able to push the message. And we've created that culture now to where that's you kind of have to have a really big lump sum to be able to push something nowadays, and we don't really leave the ability for people that have really extreme talents and really extreme work ethic to be able to push themselves just because they don't have the funds behind them to push themselves. Yeah. That's really what, and I'm not saying it's always that way, but there's a lot of people that I think that are stuck just because they literally do not have the funds to put themselves in opportunities to showcase what they have.
It's tough.
And we've made it that way. We've made it that way.
Yeah. All of these things cost money.
Yeah. Like, everything.
Yeah. Every piece of equipment, every wire, every microphone, every stand. Yeah. If you're mixing,
between me and you, let's be real, we're probably $200,000 in. You know what I mean? Like, absolutely.
Everything costs. So you've either got to learn to do it yourself, which takes time.
Yep.
Or you've got to outsource, which is an investment.
Yeah.
And sometimes you got to do both. A lot of times you have to do both.
Yeah.
So now you've got to have time and money.
Yeah, exactly, man. Like I said, it goes back to the mindset and the love. You have to love it. You have to love it, and you have to know that when you get into this, it's a marathon. I hate bringing UPS as an analogy, but it's the truth. It's a thing where you have to be in it for the long haul. This isn't something where it's an in and out relationship where you can just hop in at one job and hop into the next. It's something you have to have pretty much a marriage with. Yeah. You have to pretty much love it, and if you don't, you're not going to probably see much in it. And that's the hard part, I think, for a lot of people to accept, because they kind of want it to be a secondary thing, or that it's an in and out thing. I can just make some money in this and get out, and it's a consistent approach, and a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people don't realize that. Adam Schefter, what you got? We got a report.
I got a report. Homie was just calling. Shout out to Bino.
Yes, sir.
He's probably headed back up to what's it called? Pennsylvania. Actually, no, he's at work today. So yeah, he just got off.
Dang right.
I'll give you a ring back, Bino.
That's right. Shout out. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. We should have been done. We're sorry. Anyway, we going along with that, talking about. I just wanted you to obviously talk about. You're one of the people I bring up all the time when it comes to positive mindsets. 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 When it comes to mindsets, I think you're a person that really, you have a very good head on your shoulders, and you tend to view things in a very good light, and you present yourself that way. And have a very good energy. So maybe you can expand on, what makes you feel like you feel to be that way, and number one, what makes you, motivated in yourself every day to project that, in a sense.
Yeah. No, I mentioned before, worrying about the things I can control is the biggest part of it. You can't control the weather. You can't control how other people react. You can only control how you react to a certain situation. So I really just, try to take it in stride from there. I can't control if someone does something that I don't like. Yeah. But I can control how I react to that. And I can make the situation worse for both of us, or I can help myself out a little bit and keep on moving and move the best that I can. And, the motivation is, that there's always more. You know what I mean? That whatever that they've done or whatever has happened that's out of my control, that doesn't end everything. It might be a bad situation for an hour or the day or the week or whatever, but it doesn't end all. There's still more to life, and there's more things that can get better. So no need to really keep harping on it and make things worse when you can just move on. No, well said. And I'll expand on it. I brought this up in the prior one, but talking about how we all hit dark times. We all, no matter who you are, no matter how much we think people don't. And there's a lot of times we think that people are, for example, celebrities have all this great life. Everyone hits a dark time, no matter who you are. I don't care who you are. I don't believe in God or not. God himself, I'm sure, he's had a rainy day. I'm sure at some point, especially looking at us. I'd have a rainy day too. All I could say is, so someone's have a rainy day everywhere you've been. Zeus, Poseidon, they've all had a rainy day. All right, Buddha, they've all had a rainy day. All I could say is, when you have a rainy day, it's hard to, I think, eventually realize that there is light. It's for all of us. When we're in that dark gloom time where we just feel like everything's working against us, that everything's just hitting you like a missile. You're just getting nuked all day. And there's nothing you can do about it. You feel like you're almost cursed. There's times where I feel like I get mad. I just feel, oh man, I'm just cursed, man. I almost just, it's always something. Why me?
And we all have that victim mentality. We all get that way. And sometimes it's hard to see that light in a tunnel, but we all have to remind ourselves daily, like you said, that if you don't feel that way and you don't remind yourself of that, it will linger. Like you're going to it's going to manifest. Like that negative energy will overtake you, it will manifest over you. And you have to remind yourself to, not let it in. Mm-hmm. And that's hard to do. And like I said, that's for all of us. I struggle with that too. And that's one of the hardest tasks to, I think, get to as humans, is to overtake our thought process, as in to get so much control of our head and our mind space to where we can manipulate those thoughts in a sense to where we can make them positive, even if they're not, and that's a powerful tool. Very. And if you can get to that point, man, and do that constantly, daily, I mean, you're winning, man. You're winning.
You're tough to beat.
Yeah. So hopefully we can all strive for that. But I want to get your take on that. But I think, that's about all I can say on that. But we all can hopefully get to that point. That's the goal. Let's go a little different here. We go UFO topics here. I know you gave me I know I hate to make you redo it, but we got the UFO topics. I know I wanted to talk about your experiences. I know you're right next to. First of all, before you get into it, how far do you? I know you probably don't know this, but how do you know like the mileage or how far you actually are from Area 51?
We can find out
from where you live. I'm just curious.
We can find out.
Yeah, I do want to know that. But while he's doing that, we're just going to get his take on the aliens, UFOs, and Area 51, his experiences. I know he's had a few experiences that he's had that got to the news too, apparently. So we're going to get his takes on what he had in that involvement.
Yes,
but I'm curious to see his proximity to Area 51. I know it's somewhat close.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm searching it right now. It's taking just a second. Oh, it's telling me directions not available.
Well, there's yes.
Directions not available. What else would I expect?
All right, that sounds about right. Crazy part is we're not even in a zone where we should be getting shut down for that. Yeah, we're not close looking into it like we're going right now.
Yeah, what's going on here? Something.
Let me put it like this: even if we planned on going there, we wouldn't be there for another 10 hours.
No, for real.
So they got some time.
Yeah, they could have figured it out.
Good Lord.
Let's see.
That's funny.
All right, says.
I would assume it's within 2, right? 2 hours, or am I off on that?
Even closer.
Is it?
We're 57 miles from my house.
So if you were riding hard, you could get there in an hour.
I'm there in 55 minutes.
Damn.
Like
that's crazy.
I mean, most of the speed limit's like 65 anyway. So yeah, you're there in 55
minutes. And there's nothing out that way once you get going that way anyway.
So yeah, pretty close. But I have seen some things.
How close have you been since you've been out there? Have you ever went like close at all or no?
Actually, no. I haven't even tried to go out there yet. Okay. Honestly, I mean, after the whole takeover type thing.
Yeah, no,
probably best to just stay away.
Smart man. Smart. They got snipers in the canyons.
Yeah, let's not test the waters and see how close I can get. I'll stay my 57 miles away.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
But I have seen some things.
Yeah. Give me your. I know you had 2 stories. Yeah, give me your 2.
The first one. I was out in the garage late at night in May of 2023.
Okay.
And I saw this big green ball, and what I thought was a shooting star, but it was in the sky for so long, I had enough time to stand up, take my phone out of my pocket, and almost get the camera recording. I got the camera app open, but I didn't get recording in time because it got to the horizon of the houses where I couldn't see because it got behind it.
Okay.
But it was in the sky for so long and so bright. I immediately started telling people, I'm like, yo, you're never going to believe what I just saw.
Yeah.
Like, I just saw a shooting star, like the longest, the biggest, brightest thing I've seen. It was like green. It was crazy. Well, a couple days later, I'm on Instagram and I see a clip on the news, in the Las Vegas news. And it's a video of the same exact thing that I saw. And I was like, there's no way. Like, what the hell? But it showed I wasn't crazy. Like,
no, yeah.
But apparently there was some crash landing in a family's backyard. They saw some things and they walked out with their cameras. And when they're getting to the backyard, there's this picket fence there. You can see like a change in light and like a shadow, and looks like a figure is kind of walking by. Again, it's pretty unclear, like most UFO things and extraterrestrial
they're all a little
things, of course.
Yeah.
But I mean, we haven't heard much from that family since. Like, they were hot on the news for like a week. And then
No, that's where all those get weird. They all have that kind of overlaying factor that they all kind of have that disappearance vibe to it.
like,
Yeah,
what?
which is odd.
Yeah, so that was weird. But the second one,
Before we get into that, I did want to bring up this before you do get into that. Talking about what words me out about those other talking about the visuals, like it's hard to tell where AI really screws everything up. Like there's good things to AI, but where AI can really screw things up is with that social media aspect, where you can really get people thinking that something's there, and you can play with a video now to make it look justified.
So
and
realistic.
So that's where it's so hard to even find credible evidence now because you don't even know what's truly like that. That's where it gets so messy to me. I didn't mean to make it, but I wanted to bring that in there.
And that could exactly, why the family just went silent, because there wasn't really anything. Everything got debunked or whatever. You know what I mean?
That's where it gets even more messy when you have that.
It's kind of tough to is it the government or were these people just fucking with us the whole time?
It's so hard to tell, man. That's what makes it even more difficult.
They just saw, this is an easy chance for us to get clout. It landed. Yeah. That video is right by our house.
No, for real. Just think about it. Back before AI, you had to worry about the government to hide stuff. But now you have to almost worry about, is the government doing this? Or is it someone else? Like you almost, you have to like, it's even, we made it even harder. Yeah, so it's, But anyway, go on to your second story. I hate to cut you all. Go on.
No, you're good. Second story, I'm traveling with some friends to an event, and I see this light in the sky, and it's like pretty bright. It's white, and it's like illuminating on the sides, almost kind of like leaving. It looks like a trail, but it's not like a chemtrail or like smoke or anything. But it's like light, like just bright, illuminating, like in this kind of V form. And I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, what is that? So I started like texting the group in front of me and calling, and no one's answering me. Yeah. I'm like, all right, whatever. So I asked my girlfriend at the time to record it. And I was like, yo, get this on recording because, like, this is wild. Like, I'm watching this thing for at least a half mile. Like, I'm like, yo, like, what is that? So we get to our destination, and I asked a group of friends. It's like 4 of them. I'm like, hey, like, did y'all see that light in the sky? And they were like, what are you talking about? You didn't see that when we were... No. I was like, well, I tried to call you guys, and they were like, I didn't get any calls.
Damn.
Like, well, I texted you too. Like, that, we didn't get anything. We're on a group message. Like,
no shot.
No one got anything. No one got a call. I'm like, all right, whatever. Well, we got it on video.
Yeah.
Pull out the phone. There's no video. It's all still shots. It's pictures.
That's insane, bro. That's insane.
I was like, what? What is this?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I'm mind blown. But I did get some validation again. That same thing was on the news.
Yeah, ridiculous. It is nuts that the two incidences you had correlated that next time on the news. That is pretty nutty though. That's not normal. That's not a normal thing. Like when you hear about people that have like, like usually it's like just it's hearsay. Yeah, I'm not saying that they're wrong. I'm not trying to come at anybody. If anybody has like a incident that but to have credible evidence, not like, just your own, but to have it come out on a report to the next day is not. That's not a normal thing.
No, yeah.
So that's pretty wicked. That's pretty wicked.
It's pretty wild, but it's a good feeling. Like, oh, okay. Like, all right, well, I ain't crazy. Like, that's something weird.
Have you ever thought about getting into alien reporting?
You
ever thought about getting into that?
Throwing a little side gig.
I agree. A little side quest. We're gonna make sure we have a segment that comes out with L13 live on the streets on Area 51. We're gonna have him out there live interviewing as many top-notch nuclear scientists as we can find out there that are involved in something.
I like
but
that.
I agree. I think we need to get you on the grounds out there. That's what we need.
Hey, I'm there.
That's right. I guess that's right.
Might as well use it.
Oh man,
2 for 2, baby.
Yes, sir. That's right. I didn't get to ask you this, but what would you say? I forgot. I overpassed this in the segment. But I think last video too. My bad. It's a good thing we did the second one. Yeah. What are your favorite things that you would say that you like to do in Vegas? If you had to pick, like for like someone that's trying to go there to have fun, like not just fun, but like, like if you had to pick some like go-to things to go, what would you say that your favorite things to do would be?
I think the best part about Vegas is that there's a lot of different things for people to do.
Yeah.
It's kind of misconception that there's just the Strip and you can just go gamble.
Yeah,
You know
I do.
what I mean?
Yeah, the stereotype of Vegas is
Yeah.
bad. 'Cause I told you this. That was the first thing I came when I flew in. I was like, yeah, this is way different than I
Yeah.
thought it was.
Like
Yeah.
people would just assume, oh, you only go gambling. Of course you can do that.
Yeah.
But there's other things as well. I mean, even in the casinos, there's flamingo exhibits, there's aquariums, there's
It's nuts, dude.
there's a Cirque du Soleil, there's a bunch of different shows, different comedy shows. There's so many different things. So that's one of my favorite things about Vegas. It doesn't matter what day of the week it is. You can
It's
go
always
Sunday,
going. Yeah, something's going on.
You can go Wednesday.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
Thursday,
good point.
Tuesday.
That's a good point.
It does not matter.
That's a good point.
You can find something to do. And I think my favorite thing to do is perform.
Yeah. Of course.
That's one of my favorite
course.
things to do out there. And there's plenty of opportunities for that in the arts district and even outside of that. But those are my go-tos. But with the variety of things to do out there, I mean, from where I live in the winter season, I can go snowboarding or skiing 30 minutes from my crib.
That's insane.
It's not just always 115 degrees out there.
That's great. Yeah, excuse me, sorry.
I can go snowboarding, skiing 30 minutes away. If it's 100 degrees in the valley, I can go up to Mount Charleston and it's 70.
Yeah.
If I want to go on a little hike,
no, heck yeah, man.
It could be again 80 degrees down there in the valley. Go up to Mount Charleston, there's snow on the ground.
No, you can't beat that, man. No, that's top notch, man.
There's a bunch of different things. I mean, you can go fishing out there. There's spots for it.
No, true.
Colorado River's not too far away.
True.
There's so many different things. If you want to go sightseeing, if you don't just have to gamble.
No, yeah, no. There's so much. That's the one thing I wanted you to talk with you. I was so shocked, because obviously, I how many times? I want to say it's 4 or 5.
I think
It's either 4 or 5. Yeah, I've been out there a few times. Once with Jess and 3. I think it's 3 or 4 other times by myself. And every time I go out there, there's always something different. And I remember the one time we got out there with Jess, we rented that Fiat. Remember I got that little Fiat? That thing was nice.
Yeah.
Shout out that guy. That was a nice car, man. Shout out Fiat. 'Cause I gotta say that was top notch. Anyway, I don't know why I like that car so much. I could barely fit in it, but it was great. But anyway, speaking of that, we rode around. I think what was it, Red Rock or something? Is that what it's called? Did I have that right? We went there, and then I got lost going to the casino right there. Mm-hmm. Right off the highway. It was right off the highway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Right off.
Because you told me to go there. But anyway, I remember we turned off somewhere I missed an exit. Anyway, we got going around, went kind of a long way going there or whatever. And I remember I seen these, the mountains in there. Because we basically were just going by these mountains the whole time. And it was just it was insane that I only drove maybe 10 minutes or 15 minutes from where you were. And it was just completely different scenery, completely different, energy. It was just so cool how you could get away that small. And short little story here. I don't know if I've told you this one. When I was living in Vegas, Vegas. My God. When I was living in LA.
Yeah.
When I was living in LA. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm not too far. 3.5 hours. I was down the street. We were neighbors. But when I was living in LA, I had I told you, I was right by Warner Brothers, and I had a hill back there right behind the apartment complex that went right behind the Hollywood sign. So you could basically walk up a mile or two and you'd be right at where the words were, where the Hollywood sign is. And speaking of that, I heard a controversy that's getting torn down. Don't know how true that is. That's for another podcast. Don't know how true that is. It's getting moved or relocated. If that's the case,
that would be crazy.
Completely against that. We will protest on this podcast. So tune in if that's true. Don't know that. Sports spoiler. Don't know how true that is. So we will update. Anyway, moving on. Had a running hill. You could basically, I love running. So I would run this hill. You could basically go from the back of our apartment complex, shoot up this hill, and go straight up all the way to the Hollywood sign. So I take that and run down all the time. That was my thing.
That's dope.
And that was one of my favorite moments in my life, bro. It was just that energy you got, just oh man, you see it your whole life. You're like, oh, this is all, and you're just, to me, that was just one of those moments I remember looking back on. But it's like this, it's like that, thinking about how I was in a city and all that stuff, but you can kind of get away from it. Yep. And that's a cool aspect of those type of cities like LA and Vegas like that, because not all cities are like that where you can drive 10 minutes and kind of get away from everything.
And that's where Vegas won for me, because living here in Delaware, like we're close to New York. Like we're 3.5 hours away from New York City.
Yeah, we're pretty central to a lot of shit. Yeah, for
exactly.
real. Like DC, I mean, there's a lot of shit right here.
But I always liked the idea of the city life and like the New York stuff. But I never wanted to live in the city.
Like stuck in the city. Yeah.
I wanted to be one of those rich people that lived in the Hamptons and then like drove into the city for work or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what
fair
I mean?
enough. Fair enough.
So like I get that with Vegas. Like I live in North Las Vegas, like, and not North Town, North Las Vegas. So if I drive 8 minutes further north, I can't go anywhere. There's nothing. There's still building out there. There's no road. Like it's just mountains. But I can drive 20 minutes south and I'm right in the Arts District. 25 minutes and I'm right on the Strip. So like I live just outside of the city and I still get that city lifestyle from work by going around to all those places right there. So
no, absolutely, man.
Vegas won with that one.
No, absolutely, but no, that's the one thing I did love about same thing with Vegas too. Is that you can get away if you want to.
Yeah,
You're not stuck like you said for getting out. There's traffic. Don't get me wrong, but you can get away from the city life pretty quick. Pretty quick.
Where I live, like it's kind of like driving through Dover.
It is. No, that's true. That's a good comparison.
Traffic.
That's a good
There's
comparison.
Just light after light. There's a lot of different outlets there. But if you go into the city, into the heart, you might hit traffic where you're.
That's a good point.
Where you're driving 20 miles an hour for 15 minutes.
You know what I have to bring up, and we didn't do this on the first one. I'm glad I thought about this. You, from your perspective, and I'll give you a little bit of insight after you go on to it. You got to give me the story on when we got pulled over in Vegas when I came out. That's top notch. You got to hold that one out.
That was insane, man. Like, so for people that don't know,
this is good. This is good.
We hit the Strip. You know, we're having a good time. We're like, hey, let's go get some drinks.
Yeah.
Do a little gambling, see what's out on Fremont and on the Strip, and just give you the Vegas experience. And then we'll go home.
That's right.
Do our thing. So we're on the way home, and we run in this little construction area where we needed to make a U-turn.
Yes.
And we make the U-turn, and next thing you know, the lights are on us. We got red and blue lights right behind us. It's the cops. And we were in your tinted. It was a Honda, right? Chrysler 200.
It was a Chrysler.
Chrysler 200.
I'm stupid.
Blacked out. I mean, 5% tint. Windshield was normal, but the rest of the windows, the back windshield, they're blacked out.
Yeah.
And we are using the cannabis in a decent amount.
Yeah.
Not the driver.
Yes, and we did have drinks too.
But of course, we had Fat Tuesdays on us.
We did. We had some fat slushies, of course.
We had to give Andrew the experience. We can't just take him out and get him a Fat Tuesday.
That was on me.
So, we're drinking some Fat Tuesdays and using the cannabis, and but to say the least, it was a little smoky in there.
It was hazy.
Just a little.
It was hazy.
So when the lights came on, we knew this ain't gonna be good.
Yeah.
But we pulled over. As soon as we roll down the windows, flashlights are in. Smoke is rolling out.
Yeah. They pulled you over your plates though, technically. Yeah. Technically.
They're pretty mad at first because we didn't pull over right away, but we were in a turn lane at a red light. So when the light
what were we supposed to do?
Turned, we went to the right and pulled over
immediately
into a bus station spot.
Literally.
So we were in a safe area. We weren't holding up traffic.
Yeah.
We just literally made the immediate right.
Correct.
We were already at the light. I mean, 2 cars like from the light.
Yeah.
So, there were only 2 cars in front of us. We made that right immediately.
Yep.
He was upset. Whatever. He's yelling at us. And then he says he pulls us over for expired tags.
Yes.
At this time, we're still pretty new out there.
Yeah. You still have Delaware tags, right? Yeah.
Delaware tags on the whip. Whatever. We don't know. I'm just like, man, that's crazy. Like, we didn't know the tags are expired. Like, damn, that's bad luck. Well, of course, we get taken out of the car because smoke was rolling out of the vehicle. We had Fat Tuesday cups in there. They're yelling at us like, hey, like, we're like, bro, what do you expect? Like, we're in Vegas. We have people out of town. We're taking them to get these. This is a souvenir cup. Did you expect us to throw this away? Like,
and to be fair, they were empty.
Yeah, there was nothing
they were
in
empty.
There.
To be fair, they were all empty. In our defense, they were all empty.
the smallest amount where the straw literally could not reach
where
it.
the ice melted, it was there.
Like,
That's what you want to count.
There was nothing.
We weren't drinking it. It was empty. It was gone. It was gone.
Like the straw couldn't even reach it.
It was gone.
So we knew the only thing that would probably get in trouble for would be the smoke.
The weed, yeah.
Like that's gonna get us. But again, driver's not smoking. Hopefully everything's okay.
Yeah.
But we all get pulled out of the car. They start searching us. They don't take anything off of us or whatever. But we didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But as I'm looking or getting searched, I look at the tag. I said, "What'd you pull us over for?"
Expired.
"What'd you pull us over for?" He said, "I don't know. You have to ask my partner." I said, "Well, I'm pretty sure he said expired tags, and that tag's not expired. I can see it from right here." He said, "I don't know. You gonna have to ask my partner." I said, "All right, I will." The driver's pretty upset. She's a little angry, and I'm like, "Yo, you gotta chill."
Yeah, you're our security blanket, basically.
And we've got nothing, or they've got nothing, and we've got nothing.
Yeah,
because those tags aren't expired, and you can see it on the sticker. Delaware shows you exact date.
Yep.
So, long story short, luckily we didn't get any tickets. They didn't do anything, but waste our time. So it could have been a lot worse, but that really sucked. Yeah, no,
it was a funny story though. No, because that shit was hilarious, dude.
Because it was,
and they were talking to me and Dave on the hood and you about our music and stuff. Like, what is going on? Like, what are we doing? Just chit chatting? Like, what are you all bored? Like,
again, open mindedness. Even the police that just pulled us over were asking, like, "Oh, what are you guys doing here?" Because we were explaining, like, "Hey, it's our friend. We're just taking him out to the strip." He's like, "Oh, well, what are you here for?" We're like, "Well, he makes music. We're here to make music. We're having fun, like, you know." And they were like, "Oh, okay, cool." Like,
no, exactly. It was so weird. That was one of the weirdest experiences I've ever had, cop wise. Yeah, for sure.
What are we doing?
Hands down, dude.
Yeah, one dude had a problem. The guy who actually pulled us over had a problem.
Yeah, everybody else was chill. Yeah, the rest of the cops were chill as heck. Like, yeah, they were. Shout out LA. Yeah, what would it? LVPD.
Las Vegas.
Is it
Metro.
LV? Is that what it is?
Las Vegas Metro. Yes.
Well, yeah, they were chill. They were chill. They were definitely chill. But anyway, going into this, let's talk about Vegas. We're talking about Vegas, obviously. Obviously, you can get in some trouble for winning too much in poker, like you have. So, when the FBI comes for you, wanting the tax return on all your winnings, I know it's a rough gamble for you. But anyway, I know you've been into some more mainly through work, but on a serious note, but. I know you've done some tournaments out there and you play poker to begin with anyway, some, for friends and stuff, but you want to talk about, some of the stuff you got into poker-wise out there?
Yeah, so my guy Josh, he's a buyer for GTI, a company out there, a cannabis company, and he sets up a poker tournament at the casinos for us once a month. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss this one. It's this Friday, but I'll be at the next one for sure. As long as I don't have a show or anything going on, I'm there. It's a great time. It's literally like a $60 buy-in, like a $30 or $40 rebuy, and you can continue to buy in until the time limit's up. We have designated smoke breaks after like the first hour and a half, and then after the next like 45 minutes. So like it's dope. We've done them at MGM. We work out of the Westgate right now. We've been at the Sahara before. That was dope. That was the spot that I started at with them. Yeah. But unfortunately they closed their
it is sad. That's so surprising for out there. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was a great crew. Shout out to Westgate now for doing their thing.
Absolutely.
But it's awesome, man. Like we get in there and it's CEOs of companies, COOs, buyers, sales reps, directors, and it does even trickle down to like bud tenders and inventory people as well sometimes. So it's a dope mixture of the cannabis community.
Heck yeah.
Some of it is expensed out depending on the company. So, people are a little bit more generous on gambling and, throwing in some extra chips or rebuying in.
Fair enough. At the bankroll you shoot. That's right.
Yeah, like that. They don't care. So sometimes the pots are decent.
Pretty hot. Yeah, that's right.
Like I've seen $1,200, $1,300 before.
No, that's not
for
bad,
first place. I've gotten fifth place before. That's my top.
Ain't nothing.
So I've won like 500.
That's nice, man.
Like just off that, I've gotten 9th twice, 10th once, 7th once. Like, I'm
out there. Yeah, that's all you can ask for, man.
But I'm inside this community. Josh, he'll run some World Series of Poker tournaments out there at MGM.
No, that's awesome, man.
He's out there competing with the big dogs.
Oh, heck yeah.
I've played against people in these cannabis tournaments that I've asked them, like, oh, what are you doing? Like, what do you do in the industry? And they're like, oh, I do this. I'm like, poker?
For real?
He's like, yeah, nah. So it was just a friend of a friend. And that just brought him out. I was like, oh, you can come out here and play, like, whatever. And I was like, you play poker for a living?
Yeah, let me get out of here.
See ya.
Yep. All right, I know when I'm out of here. That's right. So, no, you ain't kidding.
But again, I've also placed in those tournaments, so it's like, hey, I might.
No, that's why poker's such a great game.
I might hop into a World Series of Poker tournament one time. You
know for real, you never know, man. The cards start rolling your way, man. That's all it takes, man. Yeah, that's all it takes.
I've been taken out by people that have been playing for their first time in that tournament.
Yep.
Like, they have no idea what they're doing. They have no idea they have a full house.
It goes back to sports bass. Sometimes people that don't know what they're doing sometimes win the most.
Yep. Like, I got 3 kings. They have no idea. They also had 2 aces.
Yep. Nah, for real. It goes back to the overthink. We all overthink, man, too. Good Lord.
They're like, what?
No, you ain't kidding, man. You ain't kidding.
But it's been fun. It's awesome that we're able to do things like that.
No, heck yeah, man. No, that's cool. You got a bunch of opportunities out there for that, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure every casino's got at least some type of poker approaching going on, mostly, I'm sure.
Yeah, like when the Sahara closed, we had a month off just trying to figure out where we could go or whatever, but it wasn't hard to find.
Yeah, I'm sure. You know I'm sure there's a lot of, I
just had to do a little talking, and Josh is great at building connects. He's a great dude. So
no, heck yeah, man.
It's awesome to see what he does.
No, respect for that, man. No, that's awesome, man. Well, that's people. Yeah, people need to realize that. Yeah, being a good guy and being humble can sometimes still do good things, whether people don't think that or not. There is still room for that in this world, but. Before we get into some other stuff, I wanted to bring this up because we brought this up in the last one. I want to talk about the president of Uruguay. I was talking to you about. Yeah. I wanted to bring this up because I didn't know about this at all until recently. This is a post that I came across, and I did some evidence to make sure it was truthful. But it is truthful. This is actually truthful. I just hope I don't butcher the poor man's name. But anyway, just want to read through this, so bear with me here. All right, so this is the poorest president in the world and lived happier than most billionaires. Meet Jose Mujica, president of Uruguay, former president of Uruguay. He's known as the world's poorest president, but he never saw it that way. He lived in a small farmhouse with no staff, no luxury, and no running water. Just him, his wife, and their 3-legged dog. He donated 90% of his salary to help people of Uruguay. He drove an old Volkswagen Beetle and waited in public hospitals just like everyone else. During his 5-year term, he cut unemployment in half and made decisions for people not for profit. This is one of my favorite ones he did. He once turned down a private jet and instead bought a instead bought a rescue helicopter equipped with life-saving medical tech for the people instead. After leaving office, he refused the senator's pension and gave it away for those in need, because for him, service never ended. This is a quote from him. "They call me the poorest president, but the poor are those who only live for luxury, always chasing, never satisfied. Mujica didn't build a fortune, he built life of purpose, and that's why millions still admire him." And obviously he's done a lot more than that, I'm sure. But that's just a quick little summary of what he's done in his life. But obviously I want to do more research, so I haven't personally dug in enough to know that. Yeah. But that is awesome itself. We all can learn from that. Every leader can learn from that. And realize that, a lot of our selfish tendencies and greed get in the way of a lot of our evolving of humanity. And if we all learn to live in that way and live into that, not having access 24/7 and living beyond our needs, we could do a lot more than we do. And as companies and leaders and everything, even individuals, we all can learn from that. Like I brought up this in a prior podcast. Leslie could probably relate to this and understand and agree with this, I would think. Tell me if I'm wrong. But we all in our lives do a lot more than we need to. We all could give a lot more. Like there's a lot of times where, for example, we spend more than we need to on certain things. Could we give that $100 that we did something with that we didn't maybe need to per se, and give that to someone that needs it more than we do? Absolutely. We all could do that in our own lives. Maybe be a small portion compared to someone else, but we all can still do that individually, and we all can find ways to do that in our own lives, and hopefully other people do that as well. But just as a leader wants to do that, like I always say, we judge people we want to judge presidents and all of that. Like I said, we want to judge it. Make sure you're doing it too, because you can't judge someone else to do it if we're not doing it ourselves. If we're not doing the parts we need to do, if we're not cutting back and giving to others, why should we expect him to do it? So make sure you do it first before you tell someone else to do it. And I think that's something too that we all need to remember as well.
Agreed.
And obviously, talking a little different as I brought that up, a little quick thing. I know you want to talk about your Packers and Yankees update a little bit. I know you're a big Packers Yankees guy, so I know the Yankees have been a little trickling down here. But what you got for me?
Yeah, the Yanks, man. I mentioned it before, but they're kind of like Lake Forest High School. Hate to say it, but get some stars, get some talent, have great things, but for some reason just can't put it all together.
Yeah.
Whether it's a bad coaching mistake, players just being knuckleheads and doing things they shouldn't be doing, but for some reason things just don't add up and take them to the top.
Fair enough.
Yankees got plenty of talent, but there's always something going on. Aaron Boone's doing something crazy. We've got poor health decisions. Or people just not taking care of their body. They're injury prone. And that could just be, I don't know. They're just freaks of nature. But it's tough. True too. It's tough to hold that longevity. Baseball is a long game.
Ain't kidding.
162 games.
Very different.
It's a lot.
Very different.
You're playing 5-6 times a week.
Excuse me. No, it's a whole
little bit harder
game
than you think.
Yeah.
So,
you ain't kidding.
Of course,
man.
it does add up on the body, but there's players that don't.
No, I give them credit. No, they got a long season.
Yeah, they do their thing. You know what I mean? They're able to play the majority of games without injuries. They just take rest days, to help prevent those injuries or whatever. The Yankees. We got some work to do.
That's right. No, I understand. But it seems
Packers,
that way.
On a more positive note.
So that's right. We like that. We always like that here. Yes, sir.
On a more positive note, the Packers. I think we've got 3 to 5 years before we're legit contenders.
You got a long runway. You're young. You got a long runway.
And I think that's it. It's the inexperience. I don't think we don't have talent. Shout out the Packers getting a wide receiver in the first round this year. So that, again, I think it's going to help us, but another young, inexperienced piece to the squad. So it's going to take some time. It's going to take development. Not that they can't be successful. I think we're going to win 11 and 12 games this year.
Yeah.
I think we're going to get into the playoffs. We're going to get past the first round. See you on the second.
His predictions are on point, so be ready. It will be the truth.
I think I've been right the past 2 years or so.
You have been.
On guessing the amount of games won and what happens in the playoffs.
I will back you on that.
So I think I'm on the right track again.
I agree.
The Packers have shown they can build a quarterback room with Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, and going down
they have a track
Love.
Record of keeping good quarterbacks. I agree.
I think Jordan Love will do his thing.
Yep.
I don't know if he'll be the next Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, whatever. I hope he's better than both of them.
Yeah, we can hope. That's the hope.
But they've done well in having consistent quarterback history, so I don't think that will be an issue. We just got to get those right pieces to help build the whole team and get more experience, because I think we do have some of those right pieces now. We just got to have experience.
No, I couldn't agree more. I think I'm on the same boat with you with the Packers on that, brother, for real. All right, right back to it. All right. But yeah, I'm right there with you on the Packers thing, though. I'm excited to see what you guys do. You had a pretty good run the last few years, though, so we'll see as long as you don't get injuries. I think we're in the same boat, though. As long as we don't get injured with the Niners. Yeah. I think we're in the same trajectory.
I just got McCaffrey yesterday.
Oh, did you? You didn't tell? Okay.
I'm not going to lie. I didn't want him. It was a live draft, but we used this new thing. I think it was called Fan Draft.
Okay.
Yeah, fandraft.app. No free promo, but
No, you have no idea.
Cut that aside. I'm just playing.
You're kidding.
Nah, but we used like something that.
The fake promo section. We like that.
Yeah, facts. It allowed us to have walk-up songs. So like every time you were on the draft board, like
interesting.
So my song was the First Friday song. Like you could tie your Apple Music to it. So
that's hilarious.
I had the First Friday song, and I was on auto draft. I showed up a little late. I was coming from Lewis. I was at that wedding the night before in Lewis.
I see.
So I was coming from Lewis and had to go all the way up to Dover, hit that beach traffic on Sunday. So I was on auto draft, and I didn't know exactly how that worked. I only had it on auto draft in case like I missed it, but it did it automatically. And I was like, no. So I got McCaffrey in the first round, and I did not want him. But.
Damn, fair enough. Well, I'm hoping he shows up for you. I need him too, so he works for both of us.
Fingers crossed.
We're both rooting for him. Yeah, we both need him. Then let's go. I'm with that. You'll be if he gets hurt, we're both mad. So, Jesus Christ. All right, come on, McCaffrey. Shout out Christian. Come on, brother. Anyway, let's get into this because obviously we got a bunch of songs to drop. Man, me and you have got us sitting on a vault full of some fat songs. So we're definitely got to shout that out for the people and get that out because we got Numbers and Symbols 1 and 2 already out. So this will be 3. It'll be a fat 3. So we're excited to drop that for everybody. We got to manifest that. And like I said, I'm going to try to book a weekend coming out with you for 2 nights so we can get that stuff done and situated.
It's set in stone now.
We'll get that plan. We'll get that out for y'all this year. We're manifesting that. We will get that done.
Hell yeah.
So excited for that, brother. Excited for that. And we're definitely making a lot more for sure. In the future because we got a long runway ahead of us.
Yes, sir.
And obviously, along with that, anything you want to promote coming up with anything you got releasing wise? Obviously, your classic September. I was gonna say September 13th.
I mean,
annual monthly 13th release, the day of the 13th,
yes.
The creepy day, as you would say. And sometimes it's always something different though. With Leslie though, that's the beauty of the 13th. It's viewed as a creepy day. He makes it something a little different every time. So,
you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. But it's always something on the 13th. So the 13th of every month, it could be a song on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, all that stuff. But it might also just be a music video. Sometimes I'll do some like remixes or whatever, and I'll just drop a music video on the 13th. But there's always something more digestible, more concrete on the 13th. Yeah. Everything in between the 13th, any of those other drops, they're not necessarily like throwaways or whatever, but it's just more stuff that I'm putting out.
Absolutely.
The things on the 13th, I'm concentrated on. Like, I'm putting some extra time in editing. I'm running some extra promo behind it or submitting to more playlists. Like, the 13th drops are my focus. Got to stick with the brand for the 13th.
Absolutely, man. That's smart. That's smart.
You can always expect something on the 13th. And then I do have a show lined up in October. I don't know the exact date, but shout out my guy, Rael Rowe. He saw me at Taverna and was like, yo, you want to do the October show? I was like, hell yeah. So sometime in October, I'll be on the rooftop in Taverna, or at Taverna in the Arts District. So I'm excited for that. Rael Rowe, he does a great job. Like, one of the best shows like I've seen out in the scene. He does the lights. He controls like the smoke and everything. Like,
that's awesome.
And he's also an artist, so like, and puts on a great show himself. But like, he doesn't even have himself on the lineup. He'll just run the show. Like, so like, he does a great job in the community and like doing his thing for real. So shout out to him.
Well, I'll tell you what, with rooftop performance, I'll tell you what I need from you then. I need to see the video of you putting a basketball hoop at the bottom of that down there and hit a little shot at the end.
Dude, perfect shot.
Yeah, a little dude perfect shot after the performance. I think that would really add a nice spectacle to it. Or possibly to sell more tickets, get a contest shooting like that. You know what I mean? Like, hey, $1,000 to the winner.
I'm gonna talk to Jeff.
That's a good look. I'm not saying that sounds smart to me though.
I'm gonna talk to Jeff.
To be fair, I don't know the waivers that works with the city to be able to not hurt somebody. I don't know how that goes with the insurance policy, but other than that, I think it's a good idea.
I think Jeff can figure it out. He's got a little spot in the back, so like that's open. So maybe we can.
I think there's something to that. I'll show up.
We're gonna talk to Jeff. He's pretty open.
I like that.
He's pretty open. He does a lot for the community.
That's right.
He's a staple.
That sounds fun. That sounds pretty dope, man. I could just see you after that hitting the song, just cashing it. Man. I mean, I just said, what a drop the mic moment that is. That's cash. No long, don't even see the basket, just right in there. That's what we're looking for. Oh man! But before we get on, I wanted to shout this out. I got a nice. Hopefully, I can get it for the camera here. But a nice little shirt here. Like I was saying, I was at Funland and I seen this shirt and I couldn't get it because I was holding Zen at the time. And my wife and everybody else was in the store, so I was walking outside by myself, and I guess I made a comment to my wife. My mom heard it, and ended up going to buy this online. So I had to get this. I love my UFO stuff, and I really like this shirt, so I wanted to shout that out. And as always, along with Les's stuff, we have a lot of stuff coming, so does he. My album's dropping September 16th. Called Zenith. Shout out my son. It's kind of embodying him. I'm really proud of this album, so hopefully everybody checks it out. It's actually got a music video dropping with it the day before on YouTube, and I shot it myself with my buddy Saki, so kind of cool for the first time we've done that.
Shout out Sock.
So yeah, shout out Sock. Shout out to Sock. Yes, sir. And so hopefully everybody checks that out. And our pre-order starts for that September 9th. So if you want to pre-order it as well, you can get on that then. That's a week before. So appreciate everybody does that. And as always, we spread the same message as always. Spread love and forgiveness. Try to be a leader in the world. Try to spread light to someone that's in darkness. Try to be a change you wish to see in the world. And try to be the presence you want to see everybody else be. Like I said, always treat people the way you want to see yourself treated. And just try to be a good part in somebody's life. And that's all we can all do, is try to be better people, is try to create a better culture, create a better world for people to want to live in. And we all should want to feel accepted, and we all should want to feel that we are welcomed here. And let's try to create that environment and culture for everybody, and especially for the people after us, because like I said, it's not about us. It's about creating a better world for the people that walk it after us. And just like in music, what me and Les do, or whatever we do, the whole goal of what we do is to, pioneer something for someone else to come after us and have an easier route than we did. And that's really our job, and in all aspects of life. Just as it shouldn't be hard for people to find food, let's do a better job of when people find this earth to not have to find food and water. We can at least figure that out, I would hope. That's one of my life goals, to figure that out for everybody. At the simplest form, if we can at least somehow find a way to at least feed and give people at least food, water, and shelter in our life for every human that walks this earth. I mean, that's at the minimum we can hope to find that, and hopefully we can all figure that out. That's where I try to bring it to. But brother, thank you again for taking the time out of your day to come on. I'm sorry we had to do this for a second take.
Nah, dude.
And I appreciate the hell out of you, brother.
I appreciate you, and I got to do it again since we didn't get on the first one. Big shout out to you, man. Like, I love seeing what you do. You're an inspiration to me as well. Like, your work ethic, and seeing what you do. You're doing the podcast, music. You have a family. You guys are fucking awesome together. Like, it's dope to see. Like,
Thank you,
more power to you, man. Like I said, I couldn't see myself doing it with a kid.
I disagree.
Like, no, like, just like, I know that takes a lot, bro. Like, and like, I'm already doing it with a full-time job, and you're doing it with a full-time job plus other things on top. And of course, we have our own things, but just the work ethic. And when we're in the studio together, you're writing like 10 times faster than me, and I'm like, fuck, but in a good way. Like, I'm like, I need to get to that pace, and it helps because like, those first couple songs that we're doing, like, you're way faster than me. And then, like, by the third or fourth one, I'm like, we're like neck and neck. But it takes me that, like, I'm going to get there. Like, let me get locked in. And it helps me a lot, man. So, like, you're a big inspiration to me as well. So, I want to make sure you know
thank you for saying that, and I appreciate that, brother. And right back at you. That goes both ways, my man. And but that analogy off of what you just said is what we try to create. Is like you said, let's try to lead the charge like you do, and let's try to set that example, set that standard for people, and let's try to, but be humble in that as well. Not make someone feel that because they're not where you're at, that they're wrong, or like push them to want to get there.
Yeah, exactly.
Like you said, and let's try to find better ways to do that. And like I said, I think you do a great job with that, and we all can learn to do a hell of a lot better job in all aspects of our lives to push that message and be a lot better for other people. And as always, man, thank you again, and we appreciate everybody that tunes in. Even like and subscribe if you can, but even if you just tune in, we appreciate everybody. Hopefully we're making your day a little better where you are, and bringing some light to your darkness if you're having a bad day. And I just know we all got bad days. There's always going to be issues in the world. There's always going to be bad times. There's always going to be negative energy. But all we can do is do our part and control what we can control in our circumstances, no matter what the other circumstances are around us. And do your part, and hopefully the rest of that will trickle down to everybody else. And just spread love and forgiveness, spread kindness, and that's all we can do at the end of the day. And as always, have a good night, good morning, good lunch, good brunch, wherever you are, good breakfast. Shout out West Side. I always say breakfast, and I never shout out West Side. Shout out Sock. Go get your breakfast at West Side if you're in Melford. Go there. They're closed on Mondays, though, so don't go. I always mess that up. But go there. Other than that, once again, appreciate everybody that tunes in. Like and subscribe if you can, and appreciate everybody. Mother, thank you again, brother. And this is Who's Even Listening? Signing off.